I know it can be hard to see through the pictures how the tear is and everything, but would you say, does it look promising for me to recover fully from this? What is your opinion on that?
How was it growing up in Iceland? Well, I was just always running, always outside, always playing. Just a regular kid, you know. What can I say? Probably the reason why I stayed here, because I want my kids to grow up here as well. It's just a safe country.
Got your nose. Got it. I have it. I'm gonna pull that.
So to me, that is like super important to me, and I want my children to be safe. Like, I'm a big family man. You know, I value that a lot because I know the world is crazy nowadays, you know.
Alright, getting some hydrate. Always 2 scoops while I train. Love that. Getting some amino acids in the body while we train. And then carbs. I take 2 scoops of carbs.
I got into strongman back in 2009 and almost, wow, you know, almost like an accident.
22 years old, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Well, where'd you get this power from?
From the gym.
I thought being called Thor, maybe it came from the gods.
And also,
I was training with Benedikt Magnusson, who still today holds the heaviest deadlift in a powerlifting meet. And he was talking to me about a competition that was happening the day after. I called up the organizer, last minute basically, super last minute. Show up tomorrow, the organizer said, show up tomorrow at 5 a.m. or something, you know, at this location, and if there's a space in the bus, you can compete. Went home, packed my bag, and literally the next morning I competed. After the first day I was hooked. And everyone was just like so friendly. It's just a friendly, nice sport. I showed up with basically nothing. I owned no belt, no knee sleeves, no nothing. And all the guys was just like borrowing me their stuff. Like, I was about to do deadlift, and one of the guys competing was just like, here, use my belt. You guys have to understand that I started competing at World Strongman back in 2011, only 2 years after starting to compete in strongman.
But Bjornsson became the first man to complete the course. Under a minute, 57.94 seconds, good time.
That year I placed 6th. Every year after that I was always at the podium. Pretty amazing if you ask me. There were guys like Brian Shaw, Citron Savikas, 2 names that people would argue to be the greatest of all time. I was competing against those guys.
A look at the final standing shows that Zydrunas Savickas was victorious by the narrowest of margins. Big Z finished with a total of 64 points, while Hafthor Bjornsson had 63.5.
And those points, like there are events where like maybe a half a second too slow, or like make a slight mistake there. And those mistakes can often cost you the title. Yeah, then finally I won back in 2018 after many close calls.
We have a new champion for the 2018 Tachi Palace World's Strongest Man, representing Iceland, Hafthor Bjornsson.
it's such a powerful feeling. It's hard to describe to people, but when you are the strongest man in the world, it feels incredible. When you're stronger than any other human on the planet, it's a feeling, it's very addictive and it's hard to let go.
I guess after I pulled 501, I had put my body through a lot. Pushed myself to the limits for so many years. I basically a whole decade. I went into some depression, I have to be honest. The reason why I think went into boxing was just because I needed something new.
Know that you can feel things, that's a blessing. Because the moment you stop feeling things, then you're dead. And you don't want to be dead, basically, you know. Ah, yes! Love it.
The next thing was the powerlifting all-time world record raw. That was my next big thing, and I wanted to achieve that because that would just like prove to the world that I am, if not the best strength athlete in the world, but you know, one of the best strength athletes in the world, period, all time. So weeks before the competition, I remember that I felt tired in my pack.
Contemplating life.
Guys, I'm having a rough fucking, this week has been super rough for me. I have rough days as well. I have rough days, I have, you know, rough training sessions. My body's not always feeling great. And definitely this week, my body has not been feeling the best.
The thing is with me, I was always so good throughout my career in listening to my body, knowing when to take a step back. And that's probably why I went through a whole decade without getting any serious injuries. But when I came back, I wasn't patient. I wanted to get to my peak strength very fast. I was getting close to that. I was basically about to make a PR in my bench press. It happens. I'm out.
And Kelsey, how would you describe Thor's mentality?
Oh my God, crazy? I don't know. It doesn't matter what hardships he goes through, he's got a very positive outlook on life and on training and with the injury and everything. His mentality is always positive and strong.
I have a smile on my face because we gotta stay positive, guys. We gotta stay positive. We gotta hope for the best. Thank you guys for the support and love. I appreciate you all. You guys are the best. It sucks, but it's part of the journey. It's part of the journey.
I think for me, I'm very lucky with the support I have. I have a good family, good friends, and a very supportive wife, and that has helped me so much. And they push me. They make sure, like when I feel down, when I'm depressed, when I want to give up, I don't give up because of them. Is that last, like they are the ones that just push me to the absolute limit, and they are the ones that give me that small extra fire that I need to not give up. Because I've often felt like I want to just like fuck, like it's too much. Like I'm tired. I don't want to train more. I don't want to push more. I'm like too much pressure just from everything, and I feel like I'm suffocating. But I want to make them proud. I want to make my daughter proud. I want to make my son proud. I want to make my wife proud, my family. So like they're the ones that, you know, deserve all the credit, because without them I wouldn't be where I am today. I hired my dad to make my meals because I trust him. Like it's good to have your family close to you. I'd rather have my dad doing it than someone I don't know. I'm eating more calories now. I eat a lot of rice, white rice. Why? Because it's so easy to digest. When you want to eat 5-6 times a day, you want to eat something that you can digest easily, so you can eat more of it. And that's the reason why I also take 10 minutes walks, because you digest your food faster, so you can eat more faster. So I think about those things. I think about what kind of food to put into my mouth, you know. What's the best food for strength and power? What's gonna fuel my body the best? What's gonna make me feel good? 6 times a week, I eat this.
Same thing?
Same thing. I fucking love it. Never gets bored. I think if you look at any athletes, any great athletes in the world, all those great athletes have the same quality, and that's the willingness to learn and trying to get better at their weaknesses. If you want to be great and the greatest, you need to be willing to put hours, months and years into your weaknesses. I always enjoyed working on my weaknesses. I had pleasure of knowing that I could become better. You know, I'm human still at the end of the day, and I got injured like anyone else can. It can happen to anyone. I was too aggressive with my training. I was pushing too hard, too quick, and I believe my tendons weren't strong enough. And back then I should have listened. I should have like communicated with my coach and said, I feel like we need to take a step back in the bench press. I feel like I'm pushing too hard. That can lead to an injury. I think that was my downfall, not listening to my body and just keep pushing. And that's why now, this time around, I am more careful with my training, allowing my body to get used to the volume and used to the weights I'm lifting. I've set myself goals to compete at the heaviest and the best strongman shows in the world 2024. Arnold Strongman Classic in Columbus, Ohio, which is 1st and 2nd of March. 2 weeks later, I'm gonna compete in Birmingham at another Arnold Classic show. And then I'll compete at Rogue Invitationals, and I can win those big titles. And I truly believe I can.
The calm before the storm.
Calm before the storm.